All right, cool. We're at 10:01. I'm officially going to kick off. Everybody, we're live. Welcome. Girls Club is live. This is our official kickoff. You may have attended a kickoff August 21st. That was 2 weeks ago. Why so long before launch date? Because I promise to never schedule anything end of month. We are all in sales, folks, and I get it loud and clear. So if you've seen this slide before and this feels vaguely familiar, feel free to bounce. You may have seen this already. We are recording for those who have to leave early or those who have to join late. We'll make sure everybody gets those links as well. So first, I'm going to start by telling you what to expect. I've got about 40 minutes of slides, and then we've got plenty of time for questions. The goal of this meeting is to officially welcome everyone, help you understand what to expect, help you understand everybody else who's part of this, because I think it's been a little bit like an elephant for the last 4 months. Some people are feeling the tail, some people are feeling the trunk, etc. So I'm going to cover everything you ever wanted to know about what's going to happen in your life for the next 9 months as part of this program, and then we're going to take your questions. So I'm going to start by officially saying welcome and thank you for being here. This was a dream 4 months ago, and a little bit of a lark. And I feel like a little bit of a dare, like, you know what, damn it, I'm just going to start something. And here we are. You know what? We're still putting the wheels on the bus as we drive it, like every good launch does. And I appreciate everybody on this call because you're the ones who leaned in. You asked to learn more. You proactively reached out. You read stuff on websites. You watched videos. You liked, you shared, you commented, you signed up, you paid money, and you are with us making this happen. And I'm really excited about that. Let me first start by explaining all the different groups of people that I'm welcoming today. First and foremost, my participants, my ladies who are looking for the next level up, likely in sales or brand new managers. We call you participants or proteges. Okay, you're why we built this program. You are the future of sales, and we're looking to help you get promoted. Now, there's a new layer in the program. The next layer in the program, my mentors. These folks are on average about a sales director level, around 10 years of experience in management, all from different companies. You are all volunteers. Thank you for that. That's amazing. And you've already been matched with proteges. I'll talk a little bit more of this in a second because I know we have some questions around that. We also have managers. So my proteges, your managers, need to be part of this program. We need to include them in your development. And I know I've got a few managers on the line today. Thank you for joining us to learn about how to support your participant in the Girls Club. Our advocates. We've asked each of you to name a VP in your organization or an advocate, some other executive who can get involved. Now, for some of this is because we're not fortunate enough to have an awesome manager who supports us. For some of us, this is because we're super fortunate to have multiple people at multiple layers who support us. But the truth of the matter is, if you'd like to get ahead at this company or any other company, you're going to have to be well known there. We're going to have to get outside of our little bubble and our little circle. So we've invited you to do that from the beginning. We'll be communicating with your advocate as well throughout this program. So if we're the only one talking to them and you're not, that's going to look a little funny. All right, my thought leaders. How are we going to help our mentors also rise up? Well, we're going to get them another layer on top of this. To think this program started with a couple seats on an e-learning platform for management training, and now we've got like 17 different roles, 3 different layers. My thought leaders, you are the women who have risen to the very tops of your fields. We have SVPs, we have GMs, we have entrepreneurs, authors, speakers. You are the badass women that we all admire. And as part of this community, you're helping kind of let us into your inner circle so that we can learn from you and how you got there and how real you are and your challenges, etc. None of this is possible without the next group. These are the sponsors. Ladies, the truth of the matter is this is an unproven program. This is our first time out. And we bit off a lot over the next 9 months. And it's very expensive to put this all together, not to mention a conference at the end of it. I'm not exactly sure what I was thinking, but the sponsors have jumped in and made it possible. And every single one of these people we've handpicked and have come on board because they're passionate about what we're doing together. So I'll tell you who they are so that you can give them some love too. My advisors, I've got a group of 6 advisors. You'll see them on the last slide. And they told me that it could happen. They gave me advice. They reached out to their network. They made introductions, booked venues. Like seriously, speechless when it comes to how much help I got from these folks. So I thank you very much for that. Finally, we've got the followers. These are folks who signed up and said, hey, I'm going to go check this out, wearegirlsclub.com, like you all did. But they didn't take the next step. They didn't complete the application, or maybe they just wanted to watch this first round. There are watchers, but they're an important part of our community. Okay, so we want to encourage your tribe to become part of our tribe by joining us, wearegirlsclub.com. Up today, we made it. And finally, please meet my amazing staff. A couple of you have heard me say this before, that we're big enough of a program where we have to automate these things, right? There's enough people in all these groups that we can't like sort of hand deliver all of our information and our communications, but we're also small enough that we didn't get a whole other staff. So for those of you who haven't put it together yet, I own Factor 8. I started that company 10 years ago. We Are Girls Club is a new company. So guess what? Our major sponsor is Factor 8, right? They're donating all the IP, all of the staff, all of the technology. We're really sitting on Factor 8's shoulders right now. So I think everybody on the team, for those who aren't represented here in my staff working directly on We Are Girls Club, John and Kelly and Finsel, I'm talking to you guys. They support us in the fact that A, they've been ignored for the last 4 months, and B, we're sucking all of their resources over here to Girls Club. So thanks to everybody. But let me most importantly introduce you to these amazing women, and I'm going to give you their email addresses as well. So come on, here we go. There. All right. You can get each of us at a We Are Girls Club or a Factor 8 address. And I do encourage you to write these down, please. So I'm going to start with Anne. Anne is new to our team. God, she's smart. Copywriter, marketing extraordinaire. She owns all communications. Okay. So if you're getting something that you're not sure you should be getting, or you're missing something, Anne is the gateway. We said yesterday that she is now in charge of any and all communication that come to you, because we're trying to protect your inbox. We've been starts and stops on this before Anne joined us. There are periods where we sent you like nothing, and then there were periods where you got 800 in a week. I know it. We're on it. Anne's helping us solve it. All right, next, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us. I've loved Margaret for years. She's a mentor in the program, and she's contracting with us over the next 90 days to get this sucker launched. We hope we're going to be able to keep her as well. So Margaret is in charge of all things mentors. Any mentors have a question, she is there just for you. Margaret at We Are Girls Club, or Margaret at factor8.com. Chandra is our Girls Club chief. Frankly, if you have any question about anything, it's Chandra. So if you're not a mentor and it's not about email, Chandra has the answer. She's been managing all the lists, taking care of all of the sponsors, figuring out all of the scholarships, putting up the website. Chandra is the chief. I ask her my questions. I'm also there as well, mostly useless. As you can tell, when you email me, I forward it to one of these fabulous women. But I am definitely running point with my thought leaders. When you guys have a question or an issue, your job is to come to me. So reach out to any of us anytime. We're here to help you. And just know that when you do get those emails, even though, yeah, it's coming out of HubSpot, we're there at the other end of it. So talk to us. If you've got a question, just hit reply. Or if you've got a comment, just hit reply. It's all good. We welcome your input. We're going to grow this program, this community together. All right, let's talk about our goals. Ladies and gentlemen, our goal is to change the face of sales. Changing the face of sales by adding more women into sales leadership. Over the last 5 years, I've been asked to speak on panel after panel about why don't we have more women in sales leadership. And frankly, this last year, I just got sick of talking about it and thought we're going to do something about it. And here's our goals. 100 promotions in the next year. That's at our protege level and at our mentor level. In fact, if we could even help some of our followers around us, that's the goal. We're going to add 100 this year. What are some of the metrics? Hey, we're salespeople, right? If our quota is 100 promotions, what are some of our KPIs? Well, we're looking for a percentage lift in even trying and getting some of those interviews out there. We're looking for a percentage lift in our rating, in our management's rating of our readiness. And I'm also looking for a huge percentage lift, or 100 times more, in our confidence. So Girls Club is out attacking this issue by saying, if we don't feel like we're fully qualified, we're going to train you to do it better than the people already in the job. If you feel like I'm just not feeling confident enough to raise my hand, oh baby, just wait. This is a confidence building program. If you're feeling like, gosh, is that really for me? I don't see anybody else like me. I know I didn't. I was the only skirt at the table, folks, right? I'm missing that community of support. I'm missing that role model or that advocate or that mentor. We got all of that in spades too. So we're going to solve this problem and we're going to learn a lot along the way. All right, let's take a look, please, at some of our participants. So we still have a few trickling in. We're going to have between 40 and 50 proteges in this program. And here are some of our logos. If you don't see yours there, then ping me and make sure that I get it on this next version of the slide. It's a little fluid right now, but we're in pretty damn good company, don't you think? Isn't this cool? Let's take a look at some of our mentors. Welcome, folks. Again, it just makes me thrilled to see such a variation, right? I mean, we've got tech, we've got insurance, we've got healthcare, we've got large, we've got small, and everybody here raised their hand and said, we want to be part of getting more women into sales leadership, and that's just thrilled. That just makes me thrilled. Okay, here we go. Mentoring update. We're going straight for this. Speaking of the mentors, matches are done by Girls Club staff. Holler, already done twice. Whoops, we had a little hiccup in there a little bit for the few of you. We got them out by September 5th. Most of you have already reached out to your mentors. Thank you, proteges. If you're new or you haven't been a mentor in a while, Margaret's running a great mentor brush up session, Mastering Mentorship, on September 11th, 10 a.m. Pacific. How do you register for that? You'll log into the sales bar, and I'm going to show you that next. Okay. It's just great sharing, right? Mentors, your very minimum you have to commit is spending an hour a month with your protege. But what's available to you here is not only all of the training and the conference, but a community. So reach out to some of these other logos and build yourself an additional tribe. If we do this right, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to live so much past, so much longer than these 9 months. All right, proteges. In case you haven't done it yet, you do own reaching out to your mentor. Okay, folks, I don't want to see second month survey saying my mentor never talks to me. If you didn't reach out, it's your job. Okay, we are going to check on the progress every trimester with a survey. I've got some amazing men ready to mentor. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I never even thought about the fact that you might prefer to have a woman over a man mentor. I get it, right? I never got to have a woman as a mentor. What a cool opportunity. I've always had male mentors and they've been awesome. And I have some of the very best of the best sitting on the bench right now waiting. Please email Margaret right now. If you would love to have a male mentor, if you would love to have a second mentor, that's a boy, email Margaret right now, margaret@wearegirlsclub.com, and say, I'll take one of those fabulous men, please. If this is likely who's going to be interviewing you, if this is likely who your boss is, why not get that perspective? All right. I'm going to pause real quick. Any questions or hands up? I'm looking over here. I don't see anything. Margaret, am I good to go?
You are good to go.
Thank you, love. All right, here we go. Next slide, let's take a look at the sales bar. You see that logo behind me too. The sales bar is Factor 8's new e-learning platform, and it's something that I just got to wear both hats, both company hats for a second. I'm tremendously proud of this, something I've dreamed of for a really long time. And as I think you'll see out in our Girls Club portion of the sales bar, it's not your typical e-learning platform. It's a cool place to be. We've got content on tap at the sales bar. So 3 things you're going to want to look at. Your login was sent to you, and I know a couple other emails were sent to you too, right? From the sales bar saying, hey, you've been assigned to 800 courses. You won't get that many next time. It's because you were all in there and we dropped all the content at once. So it's live. I want you to look at a couple things. The first one is that first arrow on the left-hand side. When you log in, you'll know you're in the right place because you'll see the Girls Club logo. I want you to click live events. This is where you're going to register for live events. There's a couple important ones coming up, folks. One of the first ones is Margaret's Manager Meetup on the 11th. It should probably only show, Mentor Meetup for my mentors, okay? And you can click there to register for that live event. The next one is we've got a live training session. The first time all the proteges and mentors, you're welcome to, join together on September 14th to talk about this month's curriculum. And the next one you're going to see in there is a live Q&A, only for mentors this time. So how much do we love you, putting on special stuff just for you, where we bring in 4 of my very favorite thought leaders. We've already recorded an amazing webinar for Wind Down Wednesday. I'll show you that in a minute. And then there's going to be a live Q&A session with just us. And it is casual on the couch with a glass of wine. Let's kind of create this intimate atmosphere and get to talk to some of these amazing role models. All right, so that's live events. The next thing you're going to see, top left, it says section 1, and this is our required learning. Participants, this is where you're going to live. Stuck underneath here are our courses, our videos, etc. I'll show you a sneak peek of that next, of what comes there. And the third thing I'm going to point out to everybody while you log in for the first time is go on over and click Welcome to the Sales Bar. It's just going to show you how to navigate a little bit and how to get around. We're in a Girls Club section, which means you only see Girls Club material. Okay, so this is all of our training and our community, etc. If you want to see other parts, you want to see the Factor 8 side and check out more of the bar, very happy to get you a log into that. But you won't see any of our rep training or our other frontline manager training in here. All right, let's go on to the next slide and show you a little bit more about what's expected. Before I move on, managers, if you have somebody in the program and you'd like to take a look at what they're learning, first of all, hats off to you, sir or madam, for getting involved so that you can support this. And by the way, it's built for the job you're doing. So if you'd like a free login, we will get you one. All you got to do is raise your hand. Participants listening right now, you can email us right now and let us know that you'd also like a free login. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at what is required out there. Participants only. Mentors, none of this is required, but you have access to all of it, okay? Each month, as you can see, I've shown month 1 and month 2 here. We have a theme. We're going to introduce what's going on in the theme, 3 minutes with LB. And then we have an e-learning module. That's an interactive e-learning teaching mechanism. Then you're going to be assigned an activity to do. And then there's a live session where you come together and we kind of bring that training to life. If you cannot attend the live session, first of all, do try, because this is where you actually get to know people and have some fun, right? If you can't, we're going to record it. You got to do one or the other. Then there's a quiz at the end. It's 10 questions. Probably can pass it without even taking the training. And there's going to be a survey every month as well. So if you do the very minimum, my proteges, my participants, you're probably looking at about 90 minutes to 2 hours here each month. Now there's a ton of other cool content too I'm going to show you. As you can see, month 2, we're talking about a management cadence. The training is around essential meetings, and your activity is you're going to be looking and trend spotting in your own organization. So lots of times those activities are about getting you out trying things, which is why you're going to need your manager and your advocate support there. All right. I want to say one more thing about the survey. This first month, it's going to be a little heavy lifting. I'm sorry about that. Margaret and I are working on it right now. We're trying to collect so much baseline data that the first version literally had 50 questions. So we're trying to slim it down. We're slimming it down. But set aside 15 minutes for the survey this first month, and I do solemnly swear it's going to get less every time. Okay, I'm moving on. Let's take a look at what else is in this program, because we didn't start with just like this was the original vision was requirements. Hey, let's give them some training. Let's help them feel prepared enough to apply for these jobs, because this is the Factor 8 award-winning curriculum 5 years in a row. We've won the American Association of Inside Sales Professionals Service Provider of the Year for training. John Healy, my VP of Sales, is rolling his eyes at me right now. Sorry about that, Healy. You want to talk about how Factor 8 is great, you can talk to John. But we stole all that training and donated it free over here for everybody at Girls Club. So there's companies all over the world that pay a lot of money for this training for their people, and you're getting it free, and we're offering it to your manager for free as well. In addition to that, this is a confidence building program, and I want to talk a little bit about the different ways that we do that. The first one is you'll see every single month we have something called Read, Watch, Listen. This is our idea of trying to surround you with the right kinds of content. It's your bookshelf. It's your virtual bookshelf. This month, we're featuring an article and a podcast. Everything in there is hand curated with people that I love and admire that's from our thought leadership group. If you've got submissions for it, send it my way and we'll make sure that we get it featured there. Okay, everybody has access to this. The second one's something pretty cool, and that is called Rise Up on Record. Rise Up on Record is a chance for us to show some authenticity. As you can see at the bottom of this slide and all of my next ones, we start putting in some excerpts of the values of this program, okay? And authenticity is critical here. I think that growing up when I didn't have any role models in sales leadership, I didn't see any badass women who were in sales directors or sales VPs. The ones I did see, whether it be out on LinkedIn or on TV, just kind of seemed pre-packaged and perfect and, you know, like they've got their shit together. I don't. Well, Rise Up on Record is where we show real stories of women who have taken risks, how we've failed. Sometimes there's a confidence crisis or two. So we're encouraging all of our mentors to record one Rise Up on Record for us. We've got 4 or 5 already ready that you can go and just kind of share some of those moments of fear and doing it anyway. Wind Down Wednesday is the next one. There's a few people who want to follow along with us. I've got a question asked here about, hey, what is that URL again? So Anne, Chandra, and Margaret, correct me if I screw this up, but you're going to want to go to www.factor8.litmos.com. Litmos is our back-end learning management system. So, or get one of the 87 emails that the sales bar sent to you and click on one of those links. And you can log in and play along while we're doing this. Wind Down Wednesday is with our thought leaders. This is with the women who have risen to the very top of the field, and we sort of get unplugged and real and have conversations about how they got there, challenges they faced, confidence, a little bit of anything and everything. We recorded the first one. I stacked the deck with my 4 favorite role models, women in sales, and it was a really cool interview. It is there for you to listen to now. I hope you enjoy. I hope you follow these women and can learn as much from them as I have in my career. There's a live version of this. It is just for my mentors. Ladies, get registered now for this. If you don't fill it up, I am going to open it up to everybody. And this is where we just have an intimate Q&A. And you get access to the SVP of sales and the GM and famous author and speaker Sherry Leviton, yay! Amy Appleyard, Regina Manfredi, and Lynn Parker round out that first series. And then finally, cool tools. All kinds of cool stuff in here, you guys. One of the first tools that we have in here is actually a webinar. This is a webinar from Vengresso about how do we raise our status and how do we rise the tide on all of us on LinkedIn. Highly encourage you to go and watch. A couple great tips there. We're going to ask everybody to join a little sharing club with us. That's critical to our success and to yours. Next month, we're going to have a free behavioral assessment. I think it's the best one in the industry, and it's all about learning your strengths. And I'll share a little bit with you about how it changed my life when I found out what some of those strengths were. It's a pretty cool thing. So webinars, tools, free access, freebies. We're going to drop new stuff in there every single month. All right. I'm going to move on to the next part of our program. Besides the confidence building, it's the community. Community is critical to us, and we're doing that in a bunch of different ways. The first one is thanks to your advice on our info session call last month, we stood up a Slack channel. So everybody is being invited by Margaret to join us on Slack. It's a great way to communicate. We're having a protege room, a mentor room, and an all room. So you can chat with your mentor on Slack. You can chat with other mentors on Slack. You can ask for advice, questions, etc. Let's get to know each other out there. You'll find the Slack link and other community tools in the community tab. That fabulous group of women standing there. That is the tile in the sales bar that you'll click. You'll see pretty soon a directory dropping in there where you can see who's who in the zoo as part of this program. You'll also see a shopping list drop in there with our advisors and sponsors and who we recommend to each other for tools and for resources. Obviously, the mentoring is part of the community as well, and I'm going to invite you to go and join us in 2 other places if you haven't already. The first one is LinkedIn. Join our page there. That way you will always see the updates in your feed of what's happening. We appreciate you following us there and all over the place on LinkedIn. And the second, again, is inviting your tribe to join us. The more followers we have, the bigger voice we have, the bigger reach we have, the easier it is to raise more sponsors for future programs, to make our conference even bigger, to share the content. As we get bigger, our reach and our pull gets bigger. So I need your help with that. People can sign up to follow us. They'll receive about an update a month of what's happening in the program. And we're leaking some of our favorite content every single month to all of these folks. So there's some value for them as well. Awesome. All right, next part of the program you need to know about is, yep, we added a conference. So we are really excited to announce that this is going to happen in Park City, Utah. Thank you, Sherry, for bringing us to your hometown. Seriously, mark your calendar now. Even if you're like, yeah, whatever, it's forever away, I'm not sure I'm going to make it, May 22 and 23. These are some candid pics that Chandra and I took. That's on a gondola going up to where we're going to do dinner and a happy hour on top of this mountain. It's breathtaking. This is the downtown area, super fun. This is Sherry hiking right behind the conference center where we're going to be. It's gorgeous. We have some really fun things planned. So we're going to finally meet people face to face, hug your mentor, come together and demo some of the skills and just be blown away by the thought leaders we have coming to speak on stage, and just shake the hands of the people who have meant something to you over the last 9 months. Isn't it crazy to talk about the end at the beginning? Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pause here for another question or two. Oh, can we share the URL for the sales part? Got it. How to submit our videos as mentors. Yay! Margaret's going to let you know about that. But we're just doing it straight from a webcam. So you're going to save an MP4 and she's going to give you the file where to drop that. Good. And I've got a couple other thank yous and smiley faces, but no other big questions. All right, that's our conference. Day and a half to 2 days. At the end, we are going to have such a good time together. The last part that we think is really critical to this program and to making a difference in our lives as a community is a spotlight. Just like leaders, it doesn't count if nobody's following. If we really want to get more women into leadership, not just you in your company, but all of us and our extended community, we got to shine a spotlight on what's happening and the positive messages around this. So here's how we're doing that. First and foremost, once again, getting more people to join us on wearegirlsclub.com. If we can pick up a couple hundred followers every month, we just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're steamrolling by the end of this. The second thing we're doing for the manager spotlight, of course, is evolving your manager and your advocate. If you feel like you've got the wrong person there, if you and your manager aren't tight, but there's somebody else who really supports you and is going to help you play along and shine a spotlight in your own company, then get us that name. All right. The same thing with an advocate. If you wrote down your VP of sales, but you've only met him twice, and your VP of operations or enablement or some other place is somebody who's really going to help you get the experience and the exposure in your company, then give us his name. I'm going to have you send those to Chandra, Chandra at wearegirlsclub.com or Chandra at factor8.com. Two other really cool things about the spotlight. Yes, we do have a PR firm. Mockingbird Communications is a group of really cool women who know how this PR thing works, because I sure don't. And they're going to help us bring more national spotlight to what we're doing. So that's pretty cool. So I'll be tapping some people who are proteges, mentors, sponsors, advisors to help with some of those interviews and whatever else we may need in some of that national spotlight. And then finally, Vingresso's helping us on LinkedIn. Not only are we trying to continue to get some really great views out there, and we need your help, we're going to do our best to try something new called a series star. So we're going to try to create the first video series on LinkedIn, because did you know that you can now search for hashtags? So anytime you're posting about Girls Club, make sure you hashtag Girls Club, no space, or it doesn't work. Then it's just hashtag girls, different. And we're going to chronicle some people's progress through this. So we're looking for a couple volunteer proteges, mentors, thought leaders, managers, sponsors, etc., to kind of share their story through this. Might work, might not, but I'm collecting that information. If you are really interested in being a series star or being interviewed in PR, then let me know. You can email me, LB at We Are Girls Club or LB at factor8.com. Awesome. That's the spotlight. Whew. That's the overview of the program. You think it's enough? Did we pack it with enough stuff? Let's talk about expectations, everybody. I'm pausing one more time. I'm getting some awesomes and thank yous. Hello, hello, hello. I don't see any hands raised. Margaret, let me know if I am doing it wrong, besides the fact that I'm scrolling through my slides instead of my hands. All right, here we go. Expectations. There's a lot in this program that could feel a little overwhelming. What do you need to do? My proteges, that required tile, section 1. Underneath it, you'll find month 1, month 2, month 3. Every month, we're going to drop your new requirements. And like I showed you on that first slide, it's a a 3-minute video, an e-learning, an activity, a quiz, and a survey. There's also a live event. So those things are required each time. We need you to pass it at 80%. If you get more than a month behind, those are the 2 things we're going to use to say, yikes, you're in trouble and you're not in good standing, okay? We'll let you know first, and then, of course, we're going to let the people responsible for supporting you know as well. So I'm not saying prioritize this above your job. I'm not saying prioritize this above your family, but I am saying prioritize this. And I'm also saying that as women, we don't always do a good job of that. I will tell you that I make my breakfast last, and we very often develop ourselves last. Not this time, ladies, not this time. Mentors, your minimum requirements is making yourself available once a month to your proteges for those calls. I would like you also to please do a contribution for us. We're going to ask you for a video. Christian's already all over it. We're also going to ask you to submit any cool tools. We're going to ask you if you want to submit a book. We're also going to ask you to take a survey or 2. So really minimum, we'll try to keep our emails to you at probably 2 a month to let you know what's going on and what's dropping in there and some cool content that's there just for you. I love that you're helping support our participants and being part of our community. And frankly, you're the critical layer, right? If it doesn't go well with you, it doesn't go well, which is why we've packed this program full of content available to you. I hope you'll make the time to take some of the training and give us your feedback. I hope you'll make the time to get in there and record and view some of these Rise Up on Records and get to know our thought leaders, because they're that level that's there to rise you up. Okay, we want to make sure you get to the next level as well. My thought leaders, thank you for your patience. You have been so helpful in submitting content already. I've got a survey out to you. If you haven't already filled it out, you got a reminder from Anne or Chandra or myself, I don't know who it went from, this morning saying, hey, this is due today. It's a lot of text at the top, I know, but it's like 7 questions. How do you want to play? Are you going to submit some content? Do you really want to be a speaker for me at the end? Should we do an interview, etc.? So I need that from you, please. And then basically we're asking every single one of our thought leaders to have one level of interaction, right? Whether you're a speaker or you're submitting content, whatever the case may be. We're going to try to communicate with you once or twice a month as well, let you know where we are, and we're going to be leaking some of that thought leader content out to all of you. My thought leaders, you don't have a login to the sales bar. We didn't assume that you'd want to come in and do all of that training, but you're so welcome to it. Want to log in? Send me an email. We'll get you access to all of it. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to leak 1 or 2 pieces of content from that thought leaders, those Rise Up on Records and the cool tools and the Wind Down Wednesdays are going to hit our website once a month. And so you'll be getting a link to that. My managers, thank you for tuning in through all of this to learn how to support your people. We'd like you to meet with your employee once a month, and we want you to talk about this progress, not just about their sales numbers. And we're going to ask you for some quarterly feedback as well. Want to get involved more? Get a login to the sales bar. Take the training right alongside your protege. Support them. Share it with more people in your organization as well. And finally, my advocates, we're going to ask you to be available to meet with the proteges once a quarter. And that's it. I'm down to action items. Woohoo! Here we go. Proteges. Log in. Factor8.com. Wait a minute. Factor8.litmos.com, or hit the link that was emailed to you from the sales bar. Log in. Take a look at live events and sign up, everybody. Take a look at your required stuff. You can get started on that. You can get it all knocked out tonight, which would be so cool. Sign up to join us on the 14th, where we're talking about your role as a sales leader. And everybody sign up to watch our Wind Down Wednesday as well. Book your mentor meeting if you haven't. Woohoo! In your activity, we're going to give you a couple questions you can ask your mentor as part of that activity. Chances are the hour's going to go by like that before you get to the activity, but in case you're nervous about what to do, we've got some ideas for you. Mentors, if you're nervous about what to do, come to Margaret's meeting on the 11th. You can sign up in the live events on the sales bar. All right. Mentors, I'd love it if you too would please log in. You don't have to take any of the required stuff. Just poke around, watch some videos, check out the cool tools, let us know what you think, and sign up for the live events, the mentor meetup and our Wind Down Wednesday. You're all going to be getting a link for a survey. It is not active yet, so don't worry about it. And Margaret's going to hit you up for a video submission and a book submission for our bookshelf. Thought leaders, complete the survey, please. It'll take you 5 minutes. Let us know how you want to play. And it says there you can always still encourage applicants. I've got about, I want to say 3 seats left that we can still fill. If you want to go to training with a friend and pull somebody else in your organization, awesome. If you've just now for the first time really learned about this program and thought, this would be so perfect for, then invite them. Okay, it's not too late. We're going to keep it open for 2 more weeks. We have 3 seats left. You can always engage with us on LinkedIn. Encourage folks to follow us at wearegirlsclub.com. I've got one last slide, and then we're going to take some more questions. I've saved this for the last because it's so critical. When I volunteered to give free and discounted seats to women all over the place to train up on how to get into sales management, I had no idea what I was committing at the time and the amount of time and expense that it would take. And right now, Chandra and Margaret and Ann are all like, We've worked our tails off for the last 4 months. And about 2 months in, I thought, I'm going to need some help. I'm going to bankrupt Factor 8 doing this. So we went and got some help, and look at these amazing, amazing brands who came in. So I'm going to ask this a couple times throughout the program, but here it is. We almost all hate being sold, which is hilarious because we're in sales, right? So think for a second how you really wish every cold call or every warm call that you've ever made in your career actually went when people were like, wow, I'm really happy to hear from you. Let me learn about what you do. Would you please play that role for our sponsors? We wouldn't be here without them. And I wouldn't have let them in if they didn't have something awesome to offer. Okay. So obviously Factor 8, that's my company. They've donated all of the technology, all of the staff, and all of the IP. So if you like the training, check it out for the rest of your team. Check out the rep training. I've got a really long-term relationship with the folks at Grainger, and they have busted out an amazing inside sales team. and they said yes in like 3 seconds. They couldn't wait to support this. And if you ever get a chance to work for Grainger, you want to go and do that. Vingresso's helping us out with social media. Gong is that conversation tool and the analytics, right? They're recording the call and giving you those analytics. Connect and Sell helps you actually have meetings with people. This month, our sponsor is Proactivate. There are a lot of recruiting firms, and this isn't one of them. This is a sales talent acquisition agency, and she has one really cool offer. In fact, everybody does, but you've got to check out Jamie's offer this month for Proactivate. If you click at the bottom of the email, or if you go to our Girls Club page, you'll see a video that I did with Jamie where you can get to know her. She's going to talk to us about why she's sponsoring and her special offer that is literally custom built for sales leaders as part of this program. The folks at Ambition, it's just my very favorite tool. I can't wait for you to get to know them and what they provide. So they'll be a sponsor for a month in a couple months. I've already told you about Mockingbird, our PR firm. Click Data and Outreach are both paying it forward. So not just putting their own people in the program, but paying for other people to be part of this program. Our very last few scholarships were because Outreach came on last week. They have such a cool culture. I am in love with Anna and Max, who are running the show over there. And then a final thanks to my sponsors and to my advisors. Dan at Modern Sales Pros, we all know him. If you're not part of Modern Sales Pros check-in community, we're going to invite you. Women in Sales and the podcast, Barb, you're amazing. Sherry, I've talked about you 20 times already. The folks at AEISP are a tremendous partner with us on this. And I thank you, Bob and Ashley over there, and Lori Richardson at Women Sales Pros, who started this whole darn thing talking about women in sales. And she sees it as a leadership issue for men and women and beats that drum beautifully. I'm very happy to be part of your group. Anybody still here? Questions? Anybody want to raise your hand and ask questions? I am here to listen. I'm going to come over to my questions panel on my other screen, but if you've got one, please raise your hand. Margaret will bring you off mute and you can talk to us all. Oh, that's so cool. Paula's telling me that they just got Ambition. Isn't it fantastic? Brian and Jared and Hannah over there. I mean, it's a really, really neat tool. I almost feel like I don't want to tell you because I just did the video and stuff with them, and it's so cool. You're going to love seeing it. So we'll set up a little shopping cart for you guys to look at that. Paula, did you just come off mute so you can tell us about it?
That's me, Lauren.
Hi, CK.
Hi.
Everybody, Chandra Keel. Can we just do this? What did I forget? Help us.
You did not forget anything. I just wanted to make sure it was clear because I'm getting lots of questions on it for the logins for SalesBar.
Uh-huh.
If you are a protege and you did not get an email, you probably did, but it's sitting in spam. It will come from system@litmos.com. So do a search in your inbox for that. And I want to ensure that you guys are doing that to see if it's in spam so that we don't continue to have this problem, because you'll get emails from Litmos that way. So I'm replying to everybody who sent me an email, but I just want to make sure everyone can check for that so that you can make sure that you get those out of spam.
Thank you for that. And these assignments, the logins went out, was it on the 1st?
I believe so. Yes, it was the 1st. Yes.
Okay. So you can search by date, you can search by from, you can check your spam. And Chandra, should they hit you if they don't see it, if they can't find it?
Yes.
Awesome. Please look first. Thank you for that. Very good. So again, that went to proteges and to mentors. Managers, thought leaders, advisors, sponsors, you are not sent a login. We don't expect you to participate at ground level in all of the curriculum, but if you'd like to, you are very, very welcome. We'd love to have you. We'll get you a free login from Factor 8. Just email Chandra. Good. Another question that just came out is there a calendar with due dates for assignments for proteges and mentors? And you know what? There's not. There's not. All of your, as a protege, your stuff's due at the end of the month. And that's really all that's done, that's required, is get it in by the end of the month before we drop the new stuff in the next month. But let me talk with the team about that, because I love the suggestion to just kind of have up there. I think our challenge with it is that there's a few different small assignments for all different roles, and it'd be one hell of a crowded calendar. So let's talk that over. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll see if we can't make it happen. Okay, is there a point in time you've not heard from a protege that you should, the mentor, reach out, right? Like, hello, anybody in there? Hello. Yeah, I'd give them a week or two, and then I'd give them a gentle nudge. And after 2 gentle nudges, then raise your hand with Margaret and let's see what's going on. It could be that somebody's out of town. It could be that somebody's left a position. It could be that we've got an assignment wrong. It could be we have a really timid woman who needs a little bit of help. So we'll figure that out together. But yeah, I would give them 2 weeks. If we're, let's call that, let's go ahead and call it September 15th. Let's go mid-month, okay? Because I know that we're kicking off a little late because of Labor Day. How do we join the Slack channel? The email leads us to the SalesBar site, but I don't see Slack. Great question. If you click in community, so look for that tile in community, then that's going to take you in to Slack. You'll find some instructions, you'll find a link, and Margaret is individually inviting all of us so that we do keep it as a private channel. Margaret, if I screwed that up, will you speak up? If we haven't received an assignment email, does that mean our assignments are complete? Yes, Rob, you owe us nothing. You are up to date, my friend. You are up to date. I don't see any others. Lots of thank yous, lots of awesomes. As people are tapping out until more questions come in, I just want to end with a thank you to all, not only all of our sponsors who put up with dollars, right, to vote in us as women, as awesome leaders, but really to all of you. I will share with you something that's been a little bit disappointing in the last 3 weeks, is the number of people who put up their hand and they listened to that little voice that said, I want more, and they did something about it, and they signed up and they opened and they listened and they got, and then they tapped out. I'm too busy. I don't think my manager will support me. Some people legitimately, like, I can't figure out how to get funding, but most of the people just didn't ask. And that breaks my heart. That's us saying, like, something in here is saying, I want more. And we kind of got beaten by whether it was our own defeatist attitude or an objection and somebody who said no, or the priorities in life. Like, everybody here said yes to themselves and to their future and growing. And some of us said yes to other people's future and to growing. And that really just chokes me up. Thank you for that. That's awesome. I'm going to stay on for anybody who has additional questions. But ladies and gentlemen, we're live. So participants and mentors, hit that login. Come join us in the bar. We'll see you at our next live events. We will have live events every month. We will have awesome content hitting the website every month. We'll keep in touch with you over email. Keep in touch with us. Pick up the phone, email, Slack. Let's get connected and make this the community that it can be. And it starts by logging into the bar, reaching out to your mentor, getting folks to follow us as part of our tribe, opening up the emails. Take a look at this content we've curated for you. Click on it. Subscribe to it. Watch our sponsor videos. Get involved. It's how you're going to get more out of it. First one out there is our Vingresso training. And at the end, you'll be asked if you want to start a sharing group with us on LinkedIn. I highly encourage it. It is the fastest way to kind of rise the tide of your own standing out there on social media. And frankly, that's part of it these days, folks. That is part of it. We'll have so much more great content coming. I welcome your input. I welcome your feedback. I welcome the relationship. Thank you so much. Have a great day, a great month. I'll see you down the road.